Liverpool rocked by shock twists on and off the pitch. Don't miss a second. Subscribe now for instant Reds updates, exclusives and breaking alerts. Liverpool to trigger elite forwards 83 meters exit clause amid guarantee over 87 meters. Alternative Liverpool are one of two Premier League clubs planning to meet the release clause of Spain star Nico Williams, a report has claimed, while a journalist has also provided an update on a second winger target. Williams came close to joining Barcelona last summer as the two parties agreed a 6-year contract ahead of a $58 million and 50.5 and 69 meters transfer. However, Williams changed his mind at the last minute, instead deciding to pen an incredible 10-year deal with Athletic Club. Despite being less than 12 months into that contract, there is already unrest in Bilbao. Huge Nico Williams to Liverpool claim speculation has begun to swirl that Williams could leave Athletic for Liverpool or Tottenham Hotspur this summer, according to reports in Spain. The winger is supposedly frustrated with life at his current club due to injuries and a dip in form this season. Williams regrets his decision to stick with Athletic and is reconsidering his future, which has put top clubs on alert. Barcelona will not move for Williams after he broke their agreement last summer, while Real Madrid have once again been linked. The report claims Liverpool and Spurs would be delighted to sign Williams and could pay his release clause in full. That exit clause stands at 95 for 83 meter, 130 meters. Another factor that could see the 23-year-old secure a transfer is his $170k a week wages, which Athletic will not be able to afford if they fail to qualify for Europe. Ernesto Valverde's side currently sit down in 10th place, 17 points behind the top four. Interestingly, Williams is not the only top-quality left-winger Liverpool are monitoring as they hunt a replacement for Cody Gakpo. Liverpool could accelerate winger swoop. Liverpool might have to bring forward plans to sign RB Leipzig ace Yan Diomande, as other clubs are moving earlier, as per Anfield journalist David Lynch. Diomande, who is rated at around 100 meters, 87 meters, 190 meters, has emerged as a dazzling winger target for Liverpool as they prepare for life after Mohamed Salah. When asked about the 19-year-old, Lynch told Anfield Index, "Definitely Diomande is being watched really closely. That's not to guarantee they will go for him, but he's definitely on Liverpool's radar, but he's on the radar of a lot of clubs. I can guarantee that he's definitely being watched. The wing position is something Liverpool are eyeing now. I'd be surprised if next summer passes without a winger being added. So he's on that radar, but it's kind of up to him now to keep that level going, to keep showing he's ready to make that jump." The reporter continued, "A few years ago, you'd say he's only 19. He's not got very many games behind him at all. Not a big record of production. But Liverpool kind of have to move earlier now because everybody else is moving earlier. Previously, I would have said he's not ready for Liverpool to spend big money on him now. But it's very hard to predict that these days because the whole kind of approach has changed a little bit and they're willing to go a little bit earlier." Interest in Bournemouth sensation confirmed Liverpool have joined the likes of Arsenal, Manchester United and Manchester City in tracking Bournemouth hitman Eli Jr. Krupi, sources have confirmed to us. The striker is only 19 years old but has managed 8 goals in 21 appearances during his debut Premier League campaign. That impressive form has alerted England's elite clubs as well as French giants Paris Saint-Germain. We understand PSG see Krupi as a fascinating long-term option, having already captured Ilya Zabani from Bournemouth last summer. The Cherries are determined to retain Krupi this year and are ready to more than double his wages to keep interested clubs at bay. Bournemouth accept the France U21 star will likely leave in the future if his fine form continues, though they will demand upwards of 80 meters, 92 meters, 109 centimeters. Liverpool in talks to sign explosive 50 metres forward with outrageous skills. Liverpool have stepped up their interest in Wolverhampton Wanderers sensation Matheus Maine by inviting his agent to Merseyside to discuss the club's long-term project, a report has claimed, though there will be competition from at least 6 other teams. Mané has been Wolves' breakout star during what has been a tough season, with the 18-year-old having notched goal contributions against Arsenal, West Ham United and Everton in the Premier League. Mané, who can play as a no-10 right winger or centre-forward, only made his senior Wolves debut last May, but he has quickly built up a brilliant reputation. He pulled off a great pass in the build-up to Wolves' sixth goal during the FA Cup thrashing of Shrewsbury Town, while his finishes against West Ham and Everton demonstrated composure and a player full of confidence. As per Liverpool outlet Dave Otcop, the teenager's agents are gauging interest from top Premier League clubs, and this has seen them travel to meet Reds officials. The report claims Mané's representatives were recently seen at Liverpool's AXA training ground. While the meeting was not necessarily transfer talks, Mané's agents wanted to get an understanding of Liverpool's situation amid a potential transfer, possibly setting up further talks in the future. This is not the first time Liverpool have been mentioned as holding talks for the England youth international. It was claimed on February 5th that formal discussions are underway over a potential switch to Anfield, with Wolves valuing their starlet at £45,050 million. Liverpool involved in busy transfer chase team talks Graham Bailey has also provided information on Mané's future, confirming on January 8th that Liverpool and Manchester United are closely monitoring his progress. But they are not alone, with Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur and Everton all scouting Mané too. Wolves quickly shut down any talk of the playmaker leaving in January. However, that stance will soften if their relegation to the Championship is confirmed. While Mané is clearly still a raw talent, he could end up being a fantastic top-flight player if he moves to Liverpool. Sky Sports have praised the youngster for his outrageous skills, fearless style and astonishing impact this season. Chelsea want English midfielder in 35mm deal after Arne Slot dumped him from Liverpool for 15mm. A midfielder that Liverpool manager Arne Slot did not deem good enough for his side and decided to sell has now come onto the radar of Chelsea, with a report revealing how much he would cost the Blues to sign in the summer of 2026. Liverpool splashed the cash in the summer of 2025 and made the major signings of Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike and Milos Kerkez, among others. The defending Premier League champions also had outgoings last summer, most notably that of Trent Alexander-Arnold, who left for Real Madrid despite repeatedly being offered a new deal by the Reds. Tyler Morton also left Liverpool last summer, joining Lyon in a £15 million, 20.5 deal. The defensive midfielder came through the Liverpool academy and played 14 times for the first team, providing 1 assist. Morton, who had loan spells at Blackburn Rovers and Hull City, was highly rated by Jurgen Klopp, but the German successor at Liverpool Slot did not fancy him. In an interview with Le Progrès back in September 2025, Morton said that Jurgen Klopp was the best coach for my development and noted, "With Arne Slot, I didn't play as much as I wanted, even though I was ready. It was his decision, and I took it calmly, but I had to find another path. He was very open and very honest with me at the end of last season." Morton has been a star for Lyon, with the former Liverpool defensive midfielder scoring 2 goals and providing 3 assists in 29 appearances for the League One club. According to Sportsboom, Chelsea are among the clubs that are keen on a 2026 summer deal for Morton. Chelsea have scouted the former Liverpool midfielder in at least 4 different matches over the past month. Liam Rosenior, who was appointed the Chelsea manager in January, will be fully aware of Morton's performances at Lyon, given that he was in charge of Strasbourg in League One. Lyon paid £15 million, 17.2 20.5 meters deal for Morton last summer, but the French club now value the Englishman at 35 to 40 million, up to 34.8 meters, 47.5 meters. Newcastle United also want Tyler Morton. Sportsboom has reported that Newcastle also want Morton as a potential replacement for Sandro Tonali. We understand that Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool are among the clubs keen on Tonali, who has interest from Juventus and Inter Milan too. Newcastle scouts are said to have given Morton a top priority tag. Nottingham Forest, Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa and Crystal Palace have also been credited with interest in Morton. Court Offside has also reported Newcastle, Palace and Forest's interest in Morton, who is under contract at Lyon until the summer of 2030. Latest Chelsea transfer news. Endrick response, Pedro Neto, truth. Morton is not the only League One star that Chelsea have taken a shine to, with Endrick also on the Blues' radar. Sources have told our transfer insider, Graham Bailey, that Chelsea have made fresh checks on Endrick, who is on loan at Lyon from Real Madrid, and have already received a response. Graham Bailey has also reported the transfer battle that Chelsea are involved in for a 20-year-old sensation, who has been compared to Declan Rice. And finally, we can reveal whether there is any truth in rumours that Chelsea plan to offload Pedro Neto. Journalist guarantees 87mm winger is on Liverpool's radar, with Hughes willing to push button on explosive transfer. A trusted journalist who specialises in all things, Liverpool has offered his personal word that the Reds are looking to sign a winger this summer, and having confirmed a 100mm rated star is someone they are strongly considering, as a new Saudi Arabian side explodes into the mix over a potential move for Mohamed Salah. The Reds have endured a difficult title defence despite lavishly spending some 440, 512 million, 600 mils on new players over the summer to create what, on the surface at least, looked a dream starting in-tune for Arne Slot. But with his new look side taking time to gel, Liverpool have been way off the pace this season and now face a battle to bring Champions League football back to Anfield next season. And while plans are now being drawn up for the summer transfer window, finances of which will be impacted by whatever European competition the Reds find themselves in next season, it is looking increasingly likely that a new winger will be among their very top needs. That search is likely to intensify should Salah, as expected, depart Anfield after 9 largely glorious years to begin a new chapter in Saudi Arabia. While the Egyptians' legendary status is secure on Merseyside, a drop-off in form this season, coupled with an unwelcome public outburst after the 3-3 draw at Leeds, suggests a parting of ways now looks like the best course of action for all concerned. Replacing one of their greatest ever players will be no easy feat, but one name that has been thrust into the spotlight in recent months is Yan Diomande. The 19-year-old Ivorian has registered 8 goals and 6 assists from just 23 appearances for RB Leipzig this season, form that has thrust him into the 100 meters 87 118.5 meters bracket. Now, assessing the links towards the player, Liverpool FC journalist David Lynch is adamant he is a player on their radar and has talked up the prospects of a new winger arriving at Anfield this summer. Definitely Diomande is being watched really closely, Lynch told Anfield Index. That's not to guarantee they will go for him, but he's definitely on Liverpool's radar, but he's on the radar of a lot of clubs. I can guarantee that he's definitely being watched. The wing position is something Liverpool are eyeing now. I'd be surprised if next summer passes without a winger being added. So, he's on that radar, but it's kind of up to him now to keep that level going, to keep showing he's ready to make that jump. Yan Diomande has already dropped Liverpool transfer hint. Lynch went on to explain that while Diomande is the sort of player FSG may not have moved for in the past, he is someone who could very much be on their radar. And amid claims that sporting director Richard Hughes is ready to push the button on a giant summer raid, having identified the star as his preferred wing addition at Anfield. A few years ago, you'd say he's only 19, he's not got very many games behind him at all, not a big record of production, but Liverpool kind of have to move earlier now because everybody else is moving earlier, Lynch commented. Previously, I would have said he's not ready for Liverpool to spend big money on him now, but it's very hard to predict that these days because the whole kind of approach has changed a little bit and they're willing to go a little bit earlier. Liverpool are not alone in their admiration for the teenager who joined Leipzig in a bargain 20mm, 17m, 23mm deal from Leganes last summer. With sources describing Diomande as the Red Bull Group's greatest discovery since Erling Haaland, the young winger has also been linked with big money moves to Manchester United and Bayern Munich. However, the Reds have already scored a major advantage over their rivals after it emerged that the player has already outlined his ambitions of moving to Anfield. In January, the Ivory Coast international winger publicly stated his admiration for the Reds and his wishes for a future move during a live broadcast on his Instagram page. Diomande said, "I want to play at Anfield. I want to play for Liverpool. I'm a big Liverpool fan. My father's dream is to see me play for Liverpool." New Saudi force in for Mo Salah, big Konate contract revelation. Meanwhile, claims that Salah will bring his long and distinguished Liverpool career to an end this summer have been addressed by Fabrizio Romano. And while a second journalist has played down claims of a lucrative move to Al Ittihad, a new Saudi Arabian force looks set to throw their hat into the ring for his signature. Another young winger linked with the Reds is Bournemouth star Eli Junior Krupi, though sources have now revealed that interest from some of Europe's biggest sides has prompted the Cherries to open talks with the star over a double-your-money deal. And despite links to both Liverpool and Arsenal, they are not the sides currently at the front of the queue, with sources confirming a long-standing interest from a European superpower. Elsewhere, Liverpool will need to act quickly if they are to win the race to sign a player billed as Slot's dream target at Anfield this summer, after Romano confirmed Real Madrid were now making a beeline for his signature, though team talk sources can reveal the Merseysiders may have a slight advantage. And finally, FSG are now more confident than ever that a new deal can be agreed with Ibrahima Konaté as they look to keep him out of Real Madrid's clutches, and with one of the club's loudest voices now personally involved in helping to sway the Frenchman. Liverpool bosses in agreement over new Ibrahima Konaté deal as two reasons emerge why Star could stay. Liverpool bosses are now more confident than ever that a new deal can be agreed with Ibrahima Konaté as FSG look to keep him out of Real Madrid's clutches, and with Virgil van Dijk now personally involved in helping to sway the Frenchman. The 26-year-old France defender is in the fifth and final year of his contract at Anfield, which was agreed in summer 2021 upon his arrival from RB Leipzig in a 35 minutes, 42.5 meters, 50mm deal. Having established himself as a first-choice player during the bulk of his time at Anfield, Konate has helped Liverpool win 4 major honours across his 165 appearances, including last season's Premier League title. However, efforts to tie him down to a new deal have proved a long and arduous task for Liverpool. Those talks, initially opened in the autumn of 2024, have yet to see an agreement reached, and with time ticking down on his deal, a free transfer exit, for which Real Madrid have been heavily linked, has appeared inevitable. Despite that, Konate is yet to agree terms with the Spanish giants, and amid mixed reports over whether they are genuinely still carrying a torch for the Frenchman or not, sources revealed last week that FSG will not be held to ransom and have now set a deadline over their efforts to tie him down to a new deal. In recent games, Konate has been back to his best, redeeming himself somewhat after a significant drop in performances and error-strewn displays over the season. Alan Shearer even labelled him outstanding, as the Reds became the first side to beat Sunderland in the Premier League at the Stadium of Light this season on Wednesday evening. Now the Reds have a new belief that they can and will tie Konate down to a new deal. Per The Athletic, the Anfield hierarchy hasn't given up hope of Konate signing an extension. They point to how Van Dijk and Salah didn't agree fresh terms until April last season when their contracts were running down. It's also now suggested that 2 signs could point towards an extension. Tellingly, Van Dijk, understandably a strong voice in the dressing room, has made it clear that he wants Konate to stay. Secondly, club bosses FSG have now reportedly shown more of a willingness to meet Konate's demands and hand him a deal closer to what he wants. new Konate deal, Van Dijk makes appeal as pay rise looms. Currently on around $75,000 a week, Konate is one of the lowest paid senior members of the Liverpool first team. Negotiations around that extension have focused around Konaté's belief that, as one of the best defenders in the Premier League, his salary should reflect that. Using Van Dijk, who agreed a new $350,000 a week deal last summer, as the example, some reports had stated that Konate had previously demanded a salary at around $300,000 a week. And while our sources have played that down, suggesting they are not that extreme, his poor performances this season has not justified his lofty demands in FSG's eyes. However, his improvement, together with desire not to lose him as a free agent to Real Madrid, will reportedly now see common ground found, and an arrangement of around $200,000 a week could reportedly soon be agreed. At the same time, Konaté's chances of signing that extension have also been boosted by a much-welcomed endorsement from Van Dijk. Speaking about Konate, and as quoted by the Daily Mail's Liverpool correspondent, Lewis Steele, on X, Van Dijk said, "Obviously, I want him to stay. He's an important figure on the pitch. That's what everyone sees. But off the pitch as well, he's one of the leaders. He's outstanding, and in my eyes, a world-class centre-back." The Reds, of course, have already signed Jeremy Jacquet for next season, though they could yet be forced to sign another option were Konate to quit. Liverpool latest, former Leeds defender linked. Real Madrid target Slot's dream signing. To that end, Liverpool are aiming to bring an English centre-back to Anfield in a 30 metres, 26 metres deal this summer, though it's emerged that the club could have got him for a much lower fee when he was at Leeds United, according to a report. Sources have told our transfer insider, Graham Bailey, that Liverpool are keen on a world-class Italian star too, who has significantly given a move a major green light in 2026. Signing a centre-back is not the only plan for Liverpool in the summer of 2026, with the defending Premier League champions also on the lookout for a central midfielder too. To that end, we have previously reported Arne Slot's dreams of signing AZ Alkmaar sensation Kees Smit, but transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has revealed how determined Real Madrid are to stop a move to Anfield from happening. Keeping the Liverpool versus Real Madrid transfer battle theme, a German star fancies a move to Estadio Bernabeu and not to Anfield if he were to leave his current club at the end of the season. And finally, regarding outgoings, Romano has revealed the latest on Mohamed Salah, who is said to be in talks with a Saudi Pro League club over a 2026 summer exit, though a second new Saudi force are also now in the running.